Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 2-9. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page to join me on camera. We're like simulcasting on Twitter and also YouTube, but the link is only on Facebook. So if you'd like to promote yourself and/or your business, that would be super great. Just go ahead and see if you can share this out so that more people here in Durham can find out what's happening. And it looks like Barbara's going to join us right after the weather. Awesome. Yesterday's show was fantastic, thanks to Barb. She alerted some old friends from a live streaming app, which is long gone, RIP, called Blab. Anyway, let me get started with the show because I want to respect your time. After all, it is lunchtime. So starting out with the Word page, where there are some really great programs and services being offered by local nonprofits, the city of Durham, and also Durham County. So just go up and down the page. In fact, let me tell you about two programs that are really, really important because it is winter after all. So the county is running a federal program, federally funded program, and let me find it. Here it is. It's called the 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟 program, but it's the Low Income Energy Assistance Program. So if you're not sure that you're low income enough, go ahead and sign up anyway, and they'll let you know. I do have some numbers there, so you can look at some income numbers right there on the Word page. Just so you know. So here's how it works. So once you are accepted into the program, DSS, they will make a payment of $300, $400, or $500, depending on how far behind you are in your heating bill, and they'll pay it directly to Duke Energy or wherever you get your heat. It's a wonderful program, so go ahead and sign up for that. You have until the end of next month to sign up, but go ahead and sign up now because after all, we're probably, even though we're having a pretty nice winter, it might get cold soon. You never know. So here's another program, the WIHWAP, or rather the LIHWAP program. It is the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. Do not let the city cut off your water. So if you're low income, you're having some trouble paying your water bill, go ahead and sign up for this program, and then you'll get help from the city. And I think I have a little note from Barb. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, awesome. Okay, she's going to share information. Okay, cool. All right, let me continue. Let's see. Oh, the Durham County Libraries, they're all open until 6, and then they'll reopen tomorrow at 9:30, and of course, Bragtown is not open on Saturdays. There's a contest you need to know about if you have kids. Okay, so Durham Parks and Recreation, they are celebrating 100 years of Durham Parks and Recreation, which is amazing. So there is a cover art contest for young people ages 5 to 18. So they're inviting them to submit artwork by Friday, March 1st. So maybe this weekend you can get together with your kids and talk about this art contest and see what ideas they come up with and see if they can win the contest and get their art featured on the cover of the Playmore Guide, one of the Playmore Guides. There's more than one put out by Durham Parks and Recreation. So there are certain things they want to see. They want to see on the submitted drawing, painting, or photo, the history and vision of the future, play and happiness, health and wellness, nature and the outdoors, and social equity, which might be a little abstract for kids, but maybe you can talk to them about that and see if they could come up with something really creative. I know they can. Kids are super creative. So just go to the Word page, and this is also on the kids page as well. So just look for Durham Parks and Recreation and the cover art contest, and good luck. Okay, one more thing, Durham Tech Small Business Center. Now, no in-person classes today, but there are always online classes to attend, which are being offered across the state. And what's really wild is that there's one tomorrow. Usually there are no classes on Saturdays. But tomorrow from 10 until 11:30, a free online class using AI tools for business. AI is just red hot right now. And so even though it's kind of confusing if you're not used to hearing about it, and all of a sudden you're being flooded and bombarded with things about AI in the courtrooms and the drawing boards and all that, then just take it step by step. And if you're running a business, learn how to use AI tools. There's a lot of them. Just learn how to use one at a time. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's just another new thing to learn about. And I'm sort of poo-pooing it right now, but I'm just trying to let you know that you can just take things in bite sizes and just mosey along and just use what you can use when you learn about it, and just continue. Don't let it overwhelm you, in other words. So the free class is going to be tomorrow from 10 until 11:30. Okay, let's go to the health page. There's a lot on the health page, and only one thing that I'm going to mention, and that is the fact that, let me scroll down, that the HELP program is open today, with it being Friday. They're only open 2 days a week. Tuesdays, 10 to 2, and then Fridays, 1 to 5. So the HELP program is the Health Equipment Loan Program. It's a county program. It's run by Project Access. And basically, this is where you can donate or you can borrow items like wheelchairs, bedside commodes, walkers, knee scooters, etc., canes. So this is really great for people who otherwise can't afford these items, or people who maybe just got out of the hospital, or people who are elderly, whatever. If you need it, get it. So if you want to make donations, they would love that. They'll clean everything, repair as necessary, and then they'll loan them out for 3 months at a time. If you need it for more than 3 months, then say, can I borrow it again? And they'll probably say, sure, no problem. So it's really great for people who can't afford, wheelchairs cost hundreds of dollars. I found out the hard way. So it's really smart to just borrow one instead of trying to purchase one for like $500. Okay, let's go to the Let's Go page, last page that we will be visiting. That's the calendar of events page. So let's go there and then scroll down to 9. Let me scroll on down here. Whoa. Well, this thing is loading slowly. I went to the Wix subreddit yesterday, and I was having trouble, and other people were having trouble with Wix loading slowly and the graphics not showing up. But it looks like it's a little better today. So that's good. So let's see. Okay, here's something. The Southwest Regional Library, which is on Shannon Road, they're going to be hosting Adult Game Day. So if you like board games and you're an adult, then go ahead and head over there between 2 and 4. There should be lots of fun. And of course, it's free. It's the library. Also, New Visions of Africa restaurant on Fayetteville Street. They're going to be giving away free meals to people in need. 1306 Fayetteville Street, next door to W.D. Hill Rec Center. They're served by the 5 and the 5K bus. If you're driving, go around, park in the W.D. Hill parking lot, give your name, and then they'll hand you something to eat. And with it being a nice day today, you can sit at their picnic table, watch the cars go by and the buses and trucks and whatnot, and just enjoy a nice, pleasant meal. Or you can take it home. Okay, Boxyard RTP. They are featuring the folk Americana group, The Simple Joy. This is during the next Friday Night Live concert series this evening from 5:30 until 7:30. Free admission. Food and beverages are available for purchase, but there's no pressure put on you to buy anything. You can just go and sit, maybe break out the laptop and do some work or whatever, and enjoy some really nice music tonight, 5:30 until 7:30. Boxyard RTP, 900 Park Offices Drive, right off of Highway 54. Okay, now One Love Christian Church, they're having a very special event tonight. It's called the Night to Shine Prom. It's sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. This is going to be held downtown at the Durham Center for Senior Life, 406 Rigsby Avenue, tonight from 6 until 9. This is where people with special needs who are at least age 14 and up, they will get the red carpet treatment. There's going to be food, fun, music, dancing. That should be really, really sweet. So if you'd like to volunteer, if you're able, contact Minister Dr. Dietrich. I've got the phone number right there. And then if you'd like to attend, definitely let her know about that as well. It's going to be from 6 until 9 tonight. Okay, you like jazz? Crisis, the music of Ornette Coleman, that's the name of the group, with Ron Brendel on bass, Elijah Freeman on sax, Ariel Mejia on trumpet, and 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 on drums. They'll be appearing in concert tonight at 7:30 at the Sharp Nine Gallery, which is south on off of Fayetteville Road near Martin Luther King Parkway. Tickets are $20 for students, $30 for adults, and I've got the link so you can go ahead and make that purchase. The music will start at 7:30. Ooh, I need some water. It's open mic comedy night at the Dirty Bull Brewing Company, which is downtown on Broadway Street. This is going to be from 8 until 11. Hosts Ebony and Amir. They invite all local comedians to come out and share your creative and funny thoughts. So it's free admission, and it's from 8 until 11. Now, let me just quickly run through what's happening tomorrow morning. Bull City Hangout will start at 10, but I just like for you to let you know what's happening in the morning, so you're not like caught by surprise or miss out on something. So tomorrow, the South Durham Farmers Market, their winter hours, 9 to noon, Greenwood Commons Shopping Center, south on Highway 55. And then the Durham Farmers Market is downtown in Durham Central Park. Their winter hours are 10 until noon. And usually the Durham Craft Market goes on, they hibernate until spring, but they couldn't resist. They had to come back out for Valentine's. So there's going to be a special Valentine-themed Durham Craft Market in Durham Central Park tomorrow from 10 until noon. And there's a special Garden of Love Valentine's workshop. It's going to be held tomorrow at 10 o'clock at For Garden's Sake, which is on Highway 751. So you can create your symbol of love or friendship with succulent plants. There's a $65 fee, which includes the plants and the planter and the materials and the soil and all of that. And I do have a link so you can purchase your ticket or tickets. Now, tomorrow is second Saturday, and that means District 3 PAC, Partners Against Crime. They will be meeting in the Lion Park Recreation Center, 1309 Halley Street. This is a really great way to find out what's happening in your community, and also to meet the local police, to learn about Durham city and county programs. A great, great meeting that happens every month, second Saturday at 10. Also happening tomorrow at 10, the District 4 and District 5 PAC meetings will also be meeting. They meet together. Now, let me explain. District 3 is like south and west. District 4 is like south and east. District 5 is downtown. So the District 4 and 5 meeting, that's going to be held at the IR Homes, also known as Campus Hills Recreation Center, 2000 South Alston Avenue, also at 10 o'clock. So if you can't attend, you can attend via Zoom for the District 4 and 5 meeting. Okay, District 3, you could also join via Zoom. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, so you don't have to leave the house necessarily if you don't want to. Okay, Jules Outreach, they have a new location for their Jules Feeding Friends. It's a food giveaway, grocery giveaway. So from 10 until noon, they will be at the Monroe Christian Church, 1701 Sherman Avenue. If you have no idea where that is, that's sort of like in the area near Campus Hills. You go behind the Burger King on South Alston. You'll find it in that area. Okay, here's another food giveaway. Now, this is at 11, so I'll be mentioning this during tomorrow's show. But White Rock Baptist Church, their giveaway is going to be from 11 to 1, and that's at 3400 Fayetteville Street. A couple other things I want to mention. One Love Christian Church, their drive-through food giveaway, also 11 until 1, 1315 Horton Road, which is on the north side of town. The Uplift Laundry Truck is holding their first event. This is very exciting. This is going to be at the Wash House, 3700 Fayetteville Street, across from Hillside High School, from 11 until 2. People in need, you are invited to get up to 2 loads of laundry done for free. The Uplift Laundry Truck, it's a new charity. They want to help the community. So if you want to get your laundry done for free, take it to the wash house, up to 2 loads though. And that should be really, really fun. And that's going to be at 3700 Fayetteville Street. Okay, now I asked for permission to play happy music, and I haven't checked my emails yet. So hopefully the answer will be yes. And if it's yes, then maybe I'll see you there at the wash house tomorrow. Okay, let's see. One more thing. Okay, Boxyard RTP, they will be featuring, check out the name of this DJ. Finn, the DJ of a jam called Whatever. That's his name. He will be at Boxyard RTP playing some really great music from the African diaspora, and that's going to be tomorrow from 11:30 until 2:30. I'll remind you about that during tomorrow's show. Let's check the weather. Let me put my iPad up here. Grab my phone, check the weather app so I can give you up to the second. Okay, so it is 55 degrees right now, which is awfully good for winter. And this time it really is cloudy. So it said cloudy yesterday and the sun was out, but today it actually is cloudy. So it's 55 right now. It's going up to 59, which is fabulous for winter. Now, tomorrow, it looks like it's going to rain tomorrow. There's like an 80% chance. And that's okay because it's going, oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Right before let me refresh this because it changed right before my eyes. Whoa. I'm going to go back to the weather app and check it again. Whoa. Wow. It's going to rain today. Well, they just changed it. So it looks like it says at 1 o'clock. Whoa. Okay. So there's an 80% chance of rain today around 1-ish. It's still going up to 59. Wow. So now it says that it's not going to rain tomorrow, and there's going to be a high of 69 degrees. I am so happy to hear that. So it's going to be cloudy, but no rain tomorrow. 69. That is almost impossible. That is incredible. Sunday is going to be 59, 80% chance of rain. You know what? I'm real happy right now. I'm happy anyway, but that really made my day. So, wow. So that is it. So it looks like Barb is still waiting. I appreciate your patience, Barb. She really was the big star yesterday. So let's bring on Barb and see what's happening. Okay, here we go. Let's bring her on. Barb, what's new?
Well, I'm really grateful to stop in and see you today and you allowing me to share this out to my audience as well.
Sure.
I haven't actually set it up, so I'm going to take a couple minutes to do that, but I was going to also have you done this? Have you been sharing it out just from StreamYard, from within our StreamYard studio, or have you done it?
Oh,
Have you shared it from your phone as well?
ooh, when I share my show every day, the way I do it is that there are 6 local groups
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. So
Mm-hmm.
I share it with those 6 local groups, and usually that's it.
Okay. Well, today I'm going to choose my YouTube channel, and I have a question to you about that.
Okay, okay,
And I'll share it to my profile. We'll see, because we had our mutual friends joined us from my profile.
okay.
But what I was thinking, because I have my phone here on your Durham Skywriter page on
Mhm.
Facebook, and I thought from my phone I can click on the link to join you, and
Yes.
that would be my phone joining you. And so,
Okay.
and it's, I'm still an account on StreamYard, right? So, what I'd like to do is just try to see if I can share it to 2 more from my phone.
Go for it. Let's see what happens.
Now, I'm not sure. I mean, this is an experiment, so we can leave my phone behind, not put it up on the stage. We can see if we can share it,
Oh,
if I could
okay.
share it.
Okay.
But because the whole purpose of doing that is to uh, share the stream to more places.
Okay, that's smart. Okay.
So I
Okay.
just want to try it out if we can.
Okay. And if someone from YouTube who you don't know tries to join, then maybe you'll recognize, or if you don't recognize the name, maybe we can be more careful because
Well,
I
I'm not going
am.
to share the link to YouTube. You
Oh, the
know,
stream. Gotcha.
right, I'll
Yeah.
just share the
Smart.
stream to my channel.
Smart.
I'm like you. I don't want to share the join me link to a destination where I don't know who's at the other
Yeah,
end.
because a naked person showed up one day.
A what?
A naked person showed up
From
from
from your
YouTube.
YouTube? Oh
Yeah.
my
So
gosh. Well,
yeah.
that's what I tried to tell TJ, and I said, don't be sharing that studio link out, just everywhere because you just
Oh,
never
well.
know.
Yeah. So I just
So,
shared it on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page.
uh
'Cause,
huh.
yeah.
Well, true or false? I wanted to get back to the YouTube thing because
Mhm.
I've never done it before, and if you've never done it before, then I guess you don't know that answer yet either. But my question is, it seems to me that if I shared it to YouTube, it would actually save that video on my channel too.
You know what? I mentioned that yesterday because I was the guest on the Black Business Expo last Sunday, and at the last second, as I was getting ready to, for them to bring me on stage, I saw that it was on StreamYard, and there was a prompt that I could share to my audience on YouTube. So I
Uh-huh.
clicked it and shared it on YouTube, and noticed after after it was all over, after the show was over, that it is saved to my YouTube channel.
Great, my corgis acting. I'm sorry.
Oh, somebody's growling.
Yeah, that's King. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, because otherwise, there is no way for a guest to actually save it, right? Like if I'm, because
Well, it is.
when I shared it to a group yesterday and I shared it to my profile, it's visible on there, but I can't download it.
But it will show up if because today you're experimenting with YouTube. It will show up.
YouTube.
YouTube. It will.
That was a good
So
fupa.
it's gonna end up being one of your videos on YouTube. Yeah.
From, but just from the point from when I share it, right?
Yeah. Because as long as you are, I think the way it works, as long as you're on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So
It'll stay there.
yeah, because I haven't really clicked, but I think my appearance on I'm sorry, Bull City, Black Business Expo ends when I left. I'm sure it ends when I left the stage because it was an all day, like a 24-hour thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so just my segment while I'm on camera, or on stage, however you want to put that, is saved to my channel, which is a really clever thing for a
Yeah,
stream.
if that's only that, that's even better.
Hmm.
But that's a feature that I didn't know we had
Hmm.
as a way for the guest to save it. And
Yeah,
so that would work out great. So that has to be to their YouTube channel, is
right.
basically what we need to tell them.
And
Okay.
I think it's
Well,
a great
I'll set
feature.
up the stream to do that now. And I want to
Okay.
tell you what I thought, what can I contribute to um, Patricia's audience that may not be just another boring thing from Barb. And I thought,
You're
and it's
boring.
funny you mentioned the AI thing, and that's what we all got to talking about yesterday.
It was
And so
incredible. Yeah.
the first thing that I did this morning, believe it or not, was I said, I so wish Patricia could go to one of the ballooning events and one of those of my friends, give her a ride. And
That's
I thought,
crazy.
where in the world, are the ballooning events? And so I asked ChatGPT. I literally told it I had a
Yeah.
friend in Durham, North Carolina. Where are the closest balloon ride providers? And so it listed that for me as well as events. But it
Wow.
had commentary about your area and how there wasn't one right there in the area, And so it was really interesting, but I just thought that's a real, use case, and just
Yeah.
trying to figure out, like, when you're traveling and you're going to see someone and you want to do specific activities,
Hmm.
you could research it that way.
Yeah, that could
So,
work. I remember watching. I still watch a lot of traveling YouTube videos. People who show you how to pack and how to find flights and what you take on the plane. I love those videos. And one person, of course, a young person, um, getting clear. I shouldn't say, of course, a young person, but they're always trying to think of something new to bring to the table. And so they were saying how to search the area that you're going to visit instead of buying a guidebook, which is like a static book of collected things that you already know about. Um, Used AI to see what was happening in the area. Um, Now, I don't know if I would trust AI completely because I do know that it will make up stuff. Um, I don't know why it makes up stuff, but sometimes it does. You heard about that court case where the lawyer relied on AI, and AI made up some court cases that didn't exist, and the judge, yeah, he got into big trouble with the judge. He had to admit that he did not really go through the document or double check um, to see if those cases actually existed, and he just relied on AI. You can lose your license over stuff like that. So, so I don't know. Do you think AI is that really that reliable, or or do you think you should always check behind it?
I'm sorry, I was trying to set up
Oh,
another destination,
oh, no problem.
and I sent it to my Facebook profile, and I
Okay.
had copied the link to join us on camera
Mm,
from my profile, and
awesome.
so when I edited it, it had, you had join me on camera, and I
Mhm.
put join me us on camera.
Oh, join me. No, us.
I was trying to remove the me when you started talking to me.
Oh, no
So,
problem.
bottom line on the reliability of AI,
Yeah.
it's only as reliable as information you put it. As far as it purposely
Mm-hmm.
misleading you, purposely doing that, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's not purposely doing it. It doesn't have the right information, and so it is trying to guess on the information that you provided it based on the data that it has in its resources to call from. So the thing is that
Mm-hmm.
different, like they're specifically talking about Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
The 3.5 version is available for free for everyone, and
Mm-hmm.
then if you want the 4 point, that is one that you have the monthly subscription for.
Right, $20.
And right. And so the 3.5, where they started testing and opening it up to the public,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't have all the full resources that the 4.0 has. So the
Oh.
data information in it goes, I think the most current information, if I'm not mistaken, is
Mm-hmm.
up to 2021. So it doesn't have the current, all of those resources from the internet to find that the 4.0 version does.
Well, I'm
Like,
wondering the attorney who got into trouble for AI making up cases. I wonder what he asked for that made the AI engine, whatever you want to call it, think that it had to make up.
he probably in this scenario, because again, it's conversational. So in order for it to do something, it has to be given guidance. So it has to be given those, what we call prompts. It has to be given text.
Mm-hmm.
And how we place that text, just like when you're writing a sentence, how
Mm-hmm.
we have not an English lesson, but we have a subject, verb, adverbs, and we have adjectives, and from that side of it, all of that comes into play. Your writing style,
Mm-hmm.
and putting that command into the uh, uh, AI.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because it's just drawing from data that it is gathered together, it's up to you. You're initiating the commands by those prompts, no matter
Mm-hmm.
which one of the AI resources that you use. Because that means that whether it's text, whether it's image, same kind of thing. It's still driven by text commands. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the newest version, ChatGPT 4,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Google Bard, has now been renamed, and it's the excitement is extreme because they renamed it Gemini. They
Oh,
claim that Gemini is actually more powerful than the 4.0.
whoa.
Okay, that's what they're claiming. You know how this is in big tech.
Yeah.
So one side versus
But
the
it
other.
was
So
the greatest.
that's their story, and I'm sure they're sticking to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but and I didn't go live on my YouTube channel yet. We wanted to test that, and I forgot. But also on when Google made that move this earlier this week,
Mm-hmm.
they also put up a Ultra edition.
Ultra.
Yes, and so that's supposed to be way ahead, pulling the most current information that's out there
Whoa.
on the internet. So, in other words, we're ready. We're going to go after you, ChatGPT. Bring your
Wow.
customers back to us because everybody, Google is still the number one search engine.
Yeah.
And because of Microsoft's involvement and acceptance of the using the AI as a primary tool for them, and they chose the Chat GPT route, the
Mm-hmm.
popularity of their browser and of the research through Bing has become much greater. So they are actually making the headway now.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyway,
Let me ask you a quick question, though, Barb. So you were saying how I don't want to misquote you, but in a previous conversation, it's like it learns from you as you go along.
yes, that's two. That's your tone and your voice. Okay, you're making
So,
that conversation, right? So if
so.
I
Oh, let me finish with the question though. Okay,
okay,
so if you use it every day or every other day, so is it you? Is it learning more about who you are, or learning how to respond better to your prompts?
both,
Oh,
both.
oh,
It's that's conversation. It's both ways. So
mm,
because you're telling it,
mhm,
I actually have in my sessions actual. It's just like having a conversation with you, and I will tell it, that it didn't do a good job, or it did, or whatever, and you
mhm.
need to change this or that. And it is programmed so that at least when it comes back, it doesn't sound like a computer talking to me. It sounds like someone that, like a pen pal that's writing to you and says, okay, I understand what you're saying.
Mhm.
And actually using the types of descriptive words that makes you think it has feelings,
Mhm.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing,
Mhm.
so from the conversation standpoint. But it's the same thing when we got started with PCs before we actually connected them to the world. It's
Mhm.
garbage in, garbage out.
Mhm.
When from the very early days, well, of course it's a great tool, but you have to do something with it to make it great. You still had to, in the early days of the PC, you had to type everything in with a keyboard. You don't even have to
Oh
do
yeah,
that anymore.
we used to
You,
do run and I can't even remember the commands. Run,
yeah,
and
edit, right,
the
edit,
early commands. Yeah.
but you understand that,
Mhm.
and we've obviously come a long way. And now, I mean, you can dictate everything with your phone, with your voice, to be
Mhm.
able to do that. So the other thing that Google did is they, of course, made the app, so it's mobile. So they're competing for the phone space. And I
Mhm.
have an Android phone. The first thing they wanted you to have in signing up was a Gmail account,
Mhm.
way back when. And what Google is doing under this, under the new Gemini. I actually like that name
Mhm.
1,000% better. But under that model is that they are all of their, like our Gmail, everything that we use, all of the
Mhm.
tools from Google, they're incorporating the AI in that. So
Wow.
if you do have a Gmail account,
I do.
it
I'm gonna write that down to
enhances,
check it out.
yeah, your opportunities in communication. But it is, yes, it can say things that are, I mean, I've watched them. There are lots and lots of videos on YouTube and how they try to trick it and, by telling it things. And I'm like, well, you kids, you're doing it. Just look at your conversation thread and
Mhm.
seeing what's happening because it's back at you. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
I think overall is a positive thing. But I think just like with the computer technology in the early days when we introduced that, is don't be afraid, but
Mhm.
learn. Be open
Yeah.
to learning. And I think that it's not going to be nearly as difficult as it was for us in the early PC days to
Mhm.
get productivity out of the technology, um, with having the AI tools that we do today. I think we can get very productive very quickly. So,
And I don't think there's a problem. I don't have a problem with double checking info because, as a journalist, a lot of times I check the phone numbers that I'm given. I remember, um, when I was still in Chicago, I had a paper called the Southside Scoop, and I was sent a press release, and I checked the number, for whatever service it was. And as it turns out, they had had a typo. And everybody, well, the other newspapers that I checked, because I was very curious, because I contacted them and they said, "Oh my God, that's a typo." And I was wondering, and I did check some of the other newspapers because Chicago has dozens and dozens. And I think I was the only one that I could tell who had bothered to double check to see if the phone number was right. And everybody else had the typo in their article. And
right,
I really learned. I said, yeah, I got to keep doing that. I have to always check because you never know.
exactly.
Because I used to be a proofreader, so I sometimes mistakes kind of pop up on me. Sometimes if I see a misspelling in an email address or whatever, instead of just copying it, I'll call and say, "Did you intend to spell theater
Right,
RE or ER?" They're like,
right,
"Oh, we meant ER." You
right.
know. So yeah.
But
So.
that's the human factor, and I think that's what people are forgetting, and that's how the Times got itself in trouble. And I
Mm.
mean, several, traditional publications that were aware of it, and when they got all excited about the AI technology and helping them, and
Mhm.
people just took an article straight from it instead of doing their due diligence,
Yeah.
and editing it in their voice. It's not, I have additional tools that help me shape the tone of the voice that I'm sharing
Mhm.
with ChatGPT. That's all programmed too. But the the core model, you need to know and tell it what tone of voice that you want to be speaking in and so
Mhm.
forth. And most folks, they just want to press the button and see what works, and they don't think about how you set the stage, just like
Mhm.
we do for video, and
Mhm.
setting the scene, and so that it knows exactly what you want
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
uncover from that. If um, I've only shared this to my profile, so I'm going to try to do the YouTube thing. If that's
Okay.
okay.
Sure.
All right, so let me see. I wanted to make sure I did go live there.
So, did you
And
get the same kind of prompt that I got from StreamYard saying that you can share this with your YouTube audience?
yeah,
Oh, good. Okay.
I think, don't you have to approve it though when I do this? Doesn't
No,
it did? Oh, you wouldn't even know I did it?
exactly, because I didn't ask Black
Whoa.
Business Expo if I could share it.
Oh my gosh.
Is that good or bad?
Well, Well, just like I mean, we're friends. You know me, and I've
Mhm.
asked you and everything before. But just like you said, they didn't know you shared it, and it
Ooh,
seems like it should be at
maybe they don't want
least
it shared. Ooh, because I didn't ask
exactly
you.
because
Ooh,
when you well, that's a very interesting question because I'm also an event person, and people spend a lot of
ooh,
time putting event productions together
yeah.
and
Because what if
all
it
of
was a
that
paid event?
audio and video from those events,
Yeah.
their paperwork typically covers the fact that they have license to that, and you have to have permission, their
Ooh,
permission to do any additional distribution with the content because they are in effect if you are a speaker your presenter is some form of compensation that they're giving you to be present with them on their exhibit.
oh,
And it's
wait
sort
a
of a
minute, Barb. Wait. Let me see if I can find it. I do remember saying. Come to think of it, is it settings? Let me click on it. Um,
maybe we have to set it
yeah, I think I could. I think I gave permission. I
right
can't find
away.
it now. Yeah, there is a way for you to give permission for your guests to share. Come
So
to think
now
of it, yeah.
on when I do this on YouTube, I have what should I use as a description? Your YouTube channel is at Durham Skywriter, right?
Right. Uh huh.
So I should say I'll put Barb T.
Oh, here it is. On settings under guests, I have something that I could click on that says guests can stream this to their own destinations. And I clicked yes. I clicked it. So if I
Okay,
left it unchecked, then you would not have gotten that prompt.
right. So we have to give them to send to that. So they had it on at the beginning. So that's good to know.
Yeah. So you do have my permission because I clicked on that box.
Okay, and I'll put the Durham Skywriter. And
And
that's
you remember yesterday you were responding to comments? That's
uh huh.
because I also clicked on guests see viewer comments and posts.
Okay,
So I
and
clicked on
so
that as
that was the
well.
option that you had to hit on.
Yes. Otherwise you would not have seen any of the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. But I can see now that if you're going to do that, it takes a little bit of thought
Hmm.
because if I mean, like we're live and we're just testing this, but I needed to have whatever lingo I wanted for that description going out to YouTube because that's going to be there for them to see it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Rules and
Because
Hangouts.
right now it's just casual conversation.
Right.
There's two other things I left unchecked, just to let you know.
Okay.
And what I left unchecked is play a sound when guests enter. And usually I play music anyway, the fanfare. And then I have another thing that I left unchecked. Guests must authenticate.
Oh, I always have my guests authenticate.
Ooh. So what is it? So what do they do?
Well, they have to authenticate with YouTube or Facebook um, or Google.
So maybe that will keep me from having naked people show up, you think?
That's what I did. I mean, that was what I was told at the outset that I should do that
Oh. Well,
because,
let me click it and then
well, let
people
me
will tell me.
see. Did that go?
I'm going to go ahead
Um,
and click that. Oh, I
no,
can't click it while I'm live. Okay, so I have to do it after.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I got my YouTube one. I set it up, but I don't think that. Oh, I must not have actually. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. All right. I messed up because in my privacy settings. Okay, now I'll do it and see if it goes live.
Okay.
We'll figure. And then description. in here, I'm just going to put Barb Tomlin instead of the handle.
Okay.
Sorry, just one second.
Sure.
But I can see that you definitely need to be thinking about that ahead of time if you're going to do that, because it's just too disruptive.
Right.
Okay, so now if I hit this, it should go live right away.
Okay.
So here we try.
And you'll probably get a notice on your phone when it goes live.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I have YouTube up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says that we're live. So to our YouTube audiences, Barb is now joining Patricia Murray on her Durham Skywriter show. She has a Bull City hangout after each of her shows, after she does the weather on her shows each day. And we're testing some features of StreamYard, as well as talking about the recent developments in AI. Okay?
Nice.
So, okay. And my next test is I'm going to try and log into StreamYard now from my phone by clicking on the icon. See what happens. And it says entering the studio, so we're going to see if it lets me what we want to know. Visit this page I need to use. Stream, visit this page in Chrome Mobile. Browse. Click here if you already have it. Don't have Chrome on this device. Okay, let's just see. There might actually, I think there is there an app for StreamYard on this now? Let me just check this.
I think they mentioned that there's an app for guests.
It did it. So, well, because I have the Android phone.
Oh.
And it actually says Barb Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that's interesting about the interesting thing here is, okay, I can set a display name and headline here as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm not sure is whether or not I can share a, a unique avatar. And it doesn't appear that we can set a unique avatar when we're not on mobile, because I turned the camera off, of course.
Whoa.
Okay, so we're just testing this, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
So I'm entering the studio as my phone, so you should see it.
Oh yeah, Barb Mobile.
Okay, so now I'm backstage on the mobile, and our question is, can I share this from the mobile without being on stage, or whether it's shareable at all? So I have a more.
That's a good question. I think you'd have to be on camera.
You're thinking I have to be on stage, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I do think so.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm gonna take a screenshot here so we have this to reference.
Okay.
And it tells me I'm backstage, only the host can see me, and they'll add you. So let me hit more to see what my options are. I have two. I have more here. Comments. Stream this to your audience.
Yeah,
Comments,
that's it.
and stream this to your audience right away. So I'm going to attempt to stream it.
It's going to work. I'll tell you why. Because when I watched the first part of the show that I was on last week, I could see the gentleman introducing me before I was on stage. See what I mean? So I started streaming before I was on camera, and it worked. I was backstage. And so the guy gave this beautiful introduction, and then I came on camera. So it's going to work. It's definitely going to work.
So what it made me do, what it made me do is log into my StreamYard account again.
Right.
Did it knock me out of the? I'm hearing a little bit of an echo, but I don't see me from my laptop.
Well, you haven't moved. You're still on screen.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I can still
But
hear you.
Do you see my phone app?
Yes, but I haven't clicked on it.
Okay, you just leave it alone.
Okay.
And I'm hearing a little bit of an echo because I
I
think
do
that
too. It's probably
oh, you
because
are.
you didn't turn down the sound on your bar mobile, the volume rather. Maybe you want to click that off.
Okay, let me see if I can do
Oops, it disappeared. Oh, there it
that.
is.
Did it?
Device not connected. Oh, there you are.
Okay, I've muted the mic on that.
Okay, right.
So, and let me shut the camera off to not scare everybody.
I can see that it's muted.
Okay, so I'm muted. So now what we learned is that I did have to log in again, even though
Hmm.
I clicked on the icon of your the link that you had on your
Hmm.
Facebook page, and
Hmm.
I did immediately go backstage with a mobile device. I wasn't experiencing the echo either,
Okay.
and I didn't bother to mute it, however, and now both my mic and camera. Let me just see. Yeah, my audio is on there. So, but both
Okay.
my mic and my camera are off on my mobile.
Hmm.
So now I'm going to click more and see if I can share. I want to.
I'm sure you will.
Are ya?
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm absolutely sure.
Would you indulge me just a minute to make sure so that
Sure.
post comment, stream to your audience,
Hmm.
and huh? Oh, let me see. Oh,
I know
because
it's going to work.
okay, yeah, but remember, from my laptop, I was only allowed to share to 2 destinations.
Hmm.
So now it asks me again. I've got those 2 destinations there. I don't think it's going to allow me to go any further.
Yeah, I
Let
think
me
I could. Let's see.
let me check this. Let me go. Let me find the
Well, I only have one YouTube channel, so of course I can only send it to one YouTube channel. So,
right. But
yeah.
let me do. Let me pick a destination on Facebook that I know. Okay, I'll just do that. You've reached. Okay, so it did what it says. Even though I'm on my mobile, it was my
Oh, good.
account. I had to sign in. So
Hmm.
that's what kept me. I can only stream to two
Hmm.
destinations.
I remember that. That's what
There we
happened.
go. So now we know. So
Yeah.
now I need to leave with my
Leave.
with my mobile.
Oh,
Yeah. So I did, right? It's gone now.
yeah. So it's not broadcasting anymore then.
Right. We can only stream to 2 destinations.
As long as you're either backstage or on camera.
But you can
And,
do that. Did I do that when I was? Oh yeah, I did do that when I was off stage or backstage.
hmm
Very good.
So it should work.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, it's got the two, and if you want, I will show you what I found on Durham. I'll share my screen and show you what I found on Durham, North Carolina,
Okay.
if you want.
Sure.
And let me. So we both use StreamYard. I'll share that screen. And so this is the research that I did when I was thinking about how can I help Patricia. So I'll just give you my prompt. I said, I have a friend who lives
Ooh.
in Durham, North Carolina. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, and I would like her to be able to go on a hot air balloon ride. List the hot air balloon ride providers in North Carolina, including their distance from Durham and the ride details. And now, this is what I was talking about, your tone and your
Hmm.
writing style. And
Uh-huh.
so I have another tool so that I have a lot more. See, these are all the writing styles that I can
Hmm.
choose from there. But that is how we come up with that. So, like you said, can you change that? It's picking up information about me. And I can also store information about my profile specifically on ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I set it up each time I join in a session. And so in this, I put the confident tone and expository writing style because I want it to give me all the details I can possibly get.
Wow.
And so then here is its response. It says, for your friend in Durham, North Carolina, interested in experiencing a hot air balloon ride, there are several reputable providers across the state offering unique and memorable experiences. These rides vary in details, including the duration, price, and specific services offered, such as champagne flights or private tours. So you can see how I
Oh, yeah,
chose the expository writing
I
style,
see.
how wordy it is, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So if I wanted to go back and do a conversational style, I can just put a message in here and change it or something,
That's awesome.
casual. And then it says below are some of the options with a focus on their proximity to Durham and what they offer. And so if we know much about English, and sentence structure, you can see that it's not perfect. So that's why I'm saying
Mhm.
it takes real people to actually,
Yeah.
if I were to publish that, it'd be an issue. Now, we talked about reality. This will be as real because services go in and out of business all the time. So it
Wow.
is, I'm working with the Chat GPT-4, so
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
will be current as of this year. But if a guy has gone out of business in the last month, it's still
Mhm.
going to be on here.
Okay.
Now, the difference is if we were using Google service,
Mhm.
and we're using Gemini, especially if we're using Gemini Ultra, it's going to be instant here and now. So that's,
Wow.
the big plus side.
Mhm.
So it says Big O Balloons operates out of Cleveland, North Carolina. And they have flights available 7 days a week. And they fly from the Cool Spring Balloon Port, and they offer tours from the treetops at about 1,500 feet, depending on the winds.
Wow.
So now you probably know where Cleveland, North Carolina
I
is.
don't. I've never heard of Cleveland.
So I'll just ask. I'll ask it now.
Mhm.
We'll put how easy is it for my friend from Durham to get to. And so as we're looking on here, and it'll provide, but you can see I've got a list of several
Wow.
in North Carolina.
Mhm. I
And I think
see.
you can see that coming up, but um, because there is it says, for the most updated information and to make reservations, visiting their official websites or contacting them via phone is advisable. And I was going to show,
Wow. That's
um,
awesome.
I said, then I had a second question to it. I said, are there any, I knew there was, I knew that there is a big event in North Carolina, big ballooning event. But
Oh.
what I said was, are there any annual hot air balloon events near Durham, North Carolina? Because that's where you live.
Mhm.
And I give it the same prompt of style and tone. And then it
Oh.
brings up the number. It says Carolina Balloon Fest, and I have
Oh.
friends of mine are organizers of that event. There's lots of balloon pilots that fly at that, but it's
Wow.
the second oldest hot air balloon festival in the world,
The world.
running. And so now that I questioned, I questioned that because then are they going to think because of my work with the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and I'm thinking they didn't have the Carolina Balloon Fest before they had the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and
Mhm.
New Mexico and North Carolina are both in the United States. But hundreds of years ago, you can see drawings, artist drawings, and paintings and so forth depicting the balloons rising from balloon festivals. So that
Wow.
was interesting. So
Mhm.
they've pulled that information from more than one website to validate what they're providing with you. So, but I'm sharing that is where you, as a human, need to do the research
Right.
before you were to publish that. And it says the festival attracts close to 40,000 visitors and features a weekend full of ballooning activities, including competitive launches. So it goes into the complete detail on there. And then this was one that came up. I hadn't heard of this one.
Oh, Eflin. That's off of
You know where it's
85. I've been to Eflin.
have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not
Is
that
that
far away.
closer?
Yeah, it is. It really
Okay,
is.
and it says it was held at the historic barn at Lloyd's Dairy in Eflin.
Wow.
Now, it said it was held, so I
Oh,
don't know if it's
past tense.
currently going on. Yeah.
Yeah, past tense.
However, the most current details regarding dates and activities, checking the official website or contacting a local tourism office is advisable.
Yeah, I'll
So
do that. Okay.
that's then there's another one, the First Fruits from Memorial Balloon Festival located in Lewisburg.
I've been to Lewisburg because some police officers jumped out of airplanes, and I covered that story. But
Uh-huh.
I've been to Lewisburg. Mm-hmm.
So that must be closer too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it didn't give me and I could ask them, of course. But the Carolina Balloon Fest is the most prominent and accessible event. So that's the biggie in that particular state, and
I've
that is
heard
what
of
I knew.
Statesville. I'm not exactly sure where Statesville is, but I've heard of it. So
Um,
it
I
might
think
be
it was
close.
like two and a half hours from you, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
And so now we ask for the Cleveland, North Carolina one. I'm unable to directly open external files unless they are provided by you. However, Cleveland, North Carolina is located in the Cleveland Township of Rowan County. So that's how it avoids. If it doesn't have enough information
oh,
to,
it'll tell you.
it comes right back. It's give me more information to work with, and then I can do this. And
Okay.
so
Wow.
that's how it happens. And while we're here, I will just because um, I've been doing all of that artwork with Dolly 3 that's actually incorporated with the Chat GPT
Uh-huh.
4, my
Uh-huh.
subscription. And so you can see that I can switch back and forth between Dolly 3 and
Wow.
my text to do
Yeah.
that. But here is an actual prompt used to get this right here, to get those images.
Let me see
So
your prompt again because I'm really
okay, so here's the text
impressed.
prompt, but
You
on
said
this
wide
one,
format, and I
here
like
is what.
that.
Well, wide format is square format is the 1024 by
Uh-huh.
1024, and I believe it's, if I remember correctly, the number for the wide is 1792.
Okay.
But
Wow.
it's right in there.
That's impressive.
So if the default is for it to render images in the square format, and if you want to have the wide format,
Mhm.
then you would have to do as I do here. But I've given it. We actually have a public park named Balloon Fiesta Park.
Mhm.
So even though, because then the reason that I bring that up is because there are actual, the term Balloon Fiesta with the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is trademarked. So if you were to use
Oh.
that whole phrase on
Mhm.
there, it'll tell you on certain ways, if you use it, that is a registered trademark and it can't perform things based on that. So
Wow.
you'd have to reword that and make your destination. Albuquerque, of course, is a city, and so it knows in pulling that information out. But now here is something I've done. So you see, this is, I was thinking of music this morning,
Mhm.
and because you can create music with um, the AI as well. And
Mhm.
I was just thinking of the treble clef this morning, and I thought, it's Friday, and I'd like to find out
Yeah,
about
boy.
that. Do you see this over here on my
Yeah.
left? I say Friday songs, writers, and performers. And that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of for content, for
Mm-hmm.
written content to share with a post. I'll show you that in a second. But see, that doesn't really pop out. The background doesn't pop out on these. See the
Mm-hmm.
color?
Yeah.
Now, so I said to it, I looked at it and I go, oh, I don't really like that. And so I said, please regenerate the
Mm-hmm.
wide format images with the treble clef on a yellow hot air balloon.
Mm.
So that's how I didn't have to type that whole prompt in there again because I'm in the same session and it's keeping that information.
It's a really key word, Barb, and I have been fooling around with AI graphics as well. The words that I have not been using, and so I've been getting varying results, is that word regenerate.
Uh huh.
Because when I would ask for corrections, then I would get a whole new picture. But
Mm hmm.
regenerate
Mm hmm.
with the changes that you want is far more descriptive and precise.
Right.
And I'm going to
Well,
start
and
using it.
sometimes if I was specific also by what were the key elements. That's a good point to bring up because when I said to regenerate, these key words, the treble clef and the hot air balloon,
Hmm.
I wanted to change that balloon's color. So I told it the color of the object I wanted
Hmm.
from that. But I'll show you real quickly another example if I can bring that up quickly, because you know how I change my outfits every day.
Hmm.
This is my turquoise cowgirl in the
Hmm.
hacienda. Okay,
Hmm.
so I've kept this same. Look here, I'm say cancel my request. It's obviously too difficult.
Oh.
So that's when I got consistent. I mean, when I
Mhm.
got upset with it,
Uh-oh.
because here's another command I made. Please make character consistent with the prior scene.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
here's what happened. I was tired, and so let me show you. This is the one I used on my Facebook page profile yesterday. Remember seeing? I think it's still up. Late yesterday, I put that up. And so I have this is and I've been this is a long stream where I keep regenerating to keep the same character. Do you see that?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I will say to
That's really good.
regenerate it. But see, I liked one style. It typically gives me two hairstyles. And then here is where I said, character representation is correct, scene is correct, but you forgot to include the cowboy hat on her head.
Oh.
and, so, and so then it regenerates it. And then
Wow.
sometimes when it talks back to, when it provides me the feedback, it's like a human talking back to me and actually apologizes to me and
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
Yeah, right. But it will give me guidance on how to properly word it.
Hmm.
Is I didn't get what you said kind of thing. And so here, this was conversational. I said, I see you took a bit of creative license in your regenerations. And because I've been online so long, I have the emojis that I create, with the keyboard.
Hmm.
And I just winked at it. And I really need the female character to follow the guideline. And I write the whole description again
Hmm.
and tell it what it is.
I
And
really like that.
so here's what happened. And now so that's how I responded to it. And it says the images have been carefully crafted to meet your specific guidelines. So it's
Wow.
it's like it's getting upset with me. It's like,
What?
yes,
What
I
else do you
did.
want? Say, hey, lady, what else do you want? I'm doing my
Right,
best.
exactly. And look at her.
Mhm.
And one day, I have to tell you this, Patricia. It was so funny because I was just seeing how far I could take the conversation part,
Mhm.
and you notice see her bosom is a little more uh, developed, shall we say?
Mhm.
I don't know
Okay.
the appropriate word, but they kept getting bigger in that
Oh my goodness.
area. And I got, Oh my gosh. And I said, you must be male. You must have been
Oh,
programmed by a
no.
male. And it actually, oh, I wish I could find that conversation thread. I laughed for almost an
Actually, when I was watching a YouTube video, a Canva tutorial, the gentleman in the tutorial, his name is Ronnie, and I think he's Hispanic. I'm not sure, but he was trying to get the Chat GBT or whatever program he was using to make a cartoon out of him. Actually, it was not Chat GPT. It was he was showing new Canva apps,
mm-hmm.
and he said that the default will always he realized that the default will always be white, and so you always have to
The
if you are a
background.
person of color, you always have to describe yourself
Oh, good
because
point.
yeah, because all of the
Um,
cartoons were of white guys with blue eyes, and he says no. He
but
says it's yeah. So he said if you're of color, you have to always realize that the default will always be white, and you always have to describe yourself really in detail.
okay, very great point to bring up because if you see, I say Welsh, Irish,
I saw
so
that.
I depict that on there. Blue-eyed, light blonde. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes okay, you know the whole in the data it has most Welsh, Irish, 60-year-old, blue-eyed, light blonde are you know the color that it's generating for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
where the color thing came to be is when I don't know if I have those particular. I have to find it's the special shape balloons
Mm-hmm.
because I put in some of them Hawaiian. I
Mm-hmm.
put the tribe of Indian they were
Okay.
from,
Okay.
American Indian tribe they were from,
Mm-hmm.
and it changed the color of those characters
Mm-hmm.
every time. And
Mm-hmm.
from South Africa, I did, and so if I put the destination and I put the appropriate information, it was
Mm-hmm.
there. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think, because now when you go back, what I do, the 7 days is easy to find, and um, in as you can see as I'm screening here, but it goes farther back,
Mm-hmm.
and once you get there, it's hard to find. And so what I do typically when I'm actually working within the tool is I have a website where I grab the URL, and we can't see it in the screen share. I can see the part I'm sharing, but up,
Mm-hmm.
in the web browser, I grab that specific URL and put that in post on my website that
Oh.
and tell it what it was that I ran, so that
Oh.
I can go back and search it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's too overwhelming. Because when I first started doing this in December of 2022,
Mm-hmm.
then I went crazy because I was
Mm-hmm.
doing a book. I could actually put a whole book together in a
Mm-hmm.
day,
Mm-hmm.
and doing it because you do have limitations for the number of characters and everything that you can get out of one session, so you
Mm-hmm.
have to be careful about that. And so I was just going crazy with all of that, and fortunately, just because of who I am, my background, I said I want to make sure I can come back to that specific URL. And because they're beta testing this thing, I have no idea, if this is permanent or not, this
Mm-hmm.
destination. And I wanted to test that. So I had grabbed URLs.
Where
But,
it says include my profile info, which you have not clicked on,
well,
but I
no,
think,
I don't keep that public at all. You can that's part of another tool I have that
oh,
when you asked about setting that,
mm-hmm.
the profile info, I can feed that information in there. And
Okay, because I was
so
wondering if
that I would do that in private. Yeah, I wouldn't do
okay,
that in a public
okay,
screen.
because I was wondering if my profile info would include your description of your appearance for future graphic images.
It will if you have that level of service. And I don't.
Oh,
I have that AIPRM was which was introduced right around the same time within weeks of
okay.
Chat GPT, and they have those bots that the people who contributed to those were really pretty high profile programmer types, and
Hmm.
so they were really good, and the outfit behind the AIPRM is excellent, and
Hmm.
so I actually pay another $10 a month, I think it is, for that
Okay.
subscription to do that, something like that.
Hmm.
But they offer uh, even higher level for $50 a month or so. They have
Hmm.
all kinds of cool stuff.
Hmm.
Anyhow,
Oh, let me tell you
um,
real quick about the Canva AI apps. There's a bunch of them, and Ronnie was showing them, showing how they supposedly work. And so I tried because I have a pro account, so I went ahead and
hmm
tried, and none of them worked. None
yeah,
of them.
I didn't
It,
like
it
I
could be that my looks aren't conventional enough, and my hair might be the
yeah.
texture and the length might be unconventional. Nothing, none of the apps worked at all in terms of my uploading a picture and making it a cartoon or a painting or drawing.
Yeah,
None of them worked.
I have not had good results with Canva myself at this point. I also
Mhm.
have a pro account, but I
Mhm.
also have an AI called Artistly AI, where
Okay.
I can, if you notice, I think it was probably mid January, I uploaded some avatars that I had created with it,
Mhm.
and it did a much better job of actually making it you,
Mhm.
and more reflective of you.
Mhm.
And so I didn't so much. I thought, do I want it to look like me or not? And well, and so I just took certain features and
Mhm.
decided what I wanted, and then it read and it told me actually when I put a photo up, that was 𝗕𝗚𝗧𝗬, that,
Mhm.
and so that was kind of interesting that it viewed from my bone structure and stuff that that's what it was.
Mhm.
And so it's not that it really looks off. It's that I've never taken the time to do my hair so beautifully.
Mhm. It is a
it's,
nice hairstyle.
it's like, and what it's doing. And I thought, okay. And I know that my hair is finer and all those little things. So
Mhm. Mhm.
anyway, I've learned a great deal. But I think that, like for you in your show, even.
Mhm.
Um, like I had shared with you before, is you can get a lot of background information to share with your audience about the area maybe that they're not familiar with and what you're up to.
Okay.
Also, because you are, you know, because of what your background is, and you're such an excellent writer yourself, and because you have been involved in media for so long. And I was going to, one of the things that attracted us to each other too, I think, was our love for music
Oh yeah.
and the fact that we could create. I mean, because you do the DJ, and I think you've even done the karaoke as well. But
I don't sing, so I don't do karaoke. I
oh, but I
announce.
thought you were a KJ also. They call versus the DJ. They call them
Oh
the
no,
KJs. No, you
I'm
didn't do
actually
any of that.
not. No,
Okay,
just regular
okay,
DJ.
yeah, yeah.
But
So
when it comes to tech and music, though, I am getting into recording music digitally with my computer.
good.
And believe it or not, I can actually reach over and show you. So I just bought this item here. It looks like a keyboard, but it's a controller.
Uh
So
huh.
it doesn't play on its own. It has to be connected to the computer to work.
Play.
And then you determine what it sounds like.
Mhm.
Just like
Mhm.
Chat GPT,
Right.
you decide whether I'm playing the marimba
Mhm.
or church organ or whatever. It's all totally digital with modeling and all kinds of great stuff. So,
Awesome.
so I'm learning about that. In fact, the intro music that I play, for my
Mhm.
show, not the music that goes out. That is an epidemic sound song, but the music that starts with the countdown. That's
Yeah.
actually me on guitar. That's actually me.
Great. That's
So
awesome.
so I want to
That's
record,
wonderful.
more of my own music, you
Wow.
know, with the now that I'm in the digital realm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really exciting.
Well, I'm going to have to take off, and I thank you so much for
Sure,
sharing
Bob.
your time with me today.
And let me know what shows up on your YouTube channel in
Yeah, I
terms of how
will.
much of the show was recorded
I
and what
will.
streamed
I
out.
will. That's the solve the curiosity there today. We'll do that. And thanks
Okay,
again for letting me test. I really appreciate
absolutely. This
that.
is fun. I mean, I totally love it, and I'm learning from you just so much. It's incredible how much I'm learning from you.
Well, thanks, and I'm going to take off. So you have a great rest of your
Okay.
weekend.
Take
Okay.
care, Barb. That was so fun. And you can always drop by Bull City Hangout as well. I do the show usually live noon on weekdays, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. I say usually because sometimes I have other events that I go to, or I'm called to help someone, or there's another workshop that I have to attend or whatever. So it's usually live. When it's not live, it's either done later or pre-recorded. I'm also wanting to get into doing on location, uh, doing Bull City Hangout at different locations, like different restaurants, coffee shops, whatever. So if you'd like for me to come out to your coffee shop or restaurant or business or whatever, let me know. I can do Bull City Hangout as long as there's a good internet connection. I can do the show from your spot. That should be really fun. So anyway, let me let you go. A lot of time has passed. If you're watching to the end, I do appreciate it. So have a beautiful day. Check on your elders, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.